Giving your house to your kids while you're alive could cost them over $100,000 in taxes. I'm not exaggerating. Let me show you why this happens and what to do instead. I'm estate planning attorney Mike Smith with Smith Barid LLC and the Estate Planning Guys. Most people think gifting their home is the smart move. You skip probate, you're being generous, you get to see your kids enjoy it, everybody wins, right? Wrong. There's a tax trap hiding in plain sight that catches families off guard every single time. Here's the thing though, the traditional approach of leaving your home as an inheritance actually saves your kids a fortune in taxes, but it comes with its own problem, probate. So what do you do? In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how both options work, where the traps are, and then I'll show you the one strategy that beats them both. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start with why gifting seems so appealing. First, there's the emotional side. You get to watch your kids enjoy the house now. Maybe they're raising their family in the home where they grew up, and that's pretty amazing. But the real reason people do it is probate. And look, I get it. Probate has a terrible reputation for a reason. It can drag on for over a year or even longer. It's expensive with attorney's fees and court costs, and it's completely public. Anyone can look up your will and see what you owned. Gifting seems like the perfect way to sidestep all of that. The house isn't in your name anymore, so it's not part of probate. Problem solved, right? There's another reason too. Some people gift assets to shrink their estate and avoid estate taxes. Now, for most families, this isn't actually an issue. The federal estate tax exemption for 2025 is $13.9 million per person. That's massive. And that number is going to go up in 2026 when our exemption rises to $15 million per person. So for wealthier families, gifting now can look like maybe a good idea because that high exemption might disappear somewhere down the road. But for most families, that's not really a consideration. So you avoid probate, you get the joy of giving, and maybe you dodge a future tax hit. Sounds perfect, right? And this is where families get trapped. This next part could literally save your family a fortune. So stay with me because this is where most people have no idea what's coming. Gifting has two massive problems that don't show up until it's too late. The first one is the capital gains tax trap. This comes down to something called tax basis. Basically, your basis is what you originally paid for the property. So here's an example. Let's say you bought your home in 1990 for $100,000. That's your basis. And I'm simplifying a bit here, but for purposes of our conversation, that's your basis. Fast forward to today, and it's worth $700,000. That $600,000 difference between today's value and what you bought it for is your gain on paper. Now, when you gift that house to your kids, here's what happens. They don't get a fresh start. They inherit your original $100,000 basis. So in the eyes of the IRS, your kid bought that house for $100,000. And think about what happens next. Your kid needs to sell the house. They sell it for $700,000. The IRS says, okay, what did you pay for it? The answer is $100,000, that old basis. So they owe capital gains tax on the $600,000 difference. Depending on their income and what state they're in, that could be a tax bill of over $100,000. So you tried to do something generous and you accidentally handed them a six-figure tax bomb. That's the trap. The second problem is you lose all control. The moment you sign the deed, the house isn't yours anymore, period. It's your child's property now. What if you need money later on for your own care? Too bad, it's not your house. What if your kid goes through a divorce? That house is a marital asset now. Their spouse could get half of it. What if your kid gets sued or has to file for bankruptcy? Creditors can come after that house. You have zero power to protect it. And here's another thing that most people don't know. Gifting your home can completely wreck your eligibility for Medicaid. Medicaid has a 5-year look-back period. If you apply for coverage and they see you gave away a house in the last 5 years, you can be disqualified from benefits right when you need them the most. This is a huge deal for long-term care. Now, let's talk about inheritance. Yes, it usually means probate, but inheriting property comes with one of the most powerful tax breaks in the entire tax code. It's called the step up in basis, and it's a game changer. So let's go back to our example. You bought the house for $100,000. You lived there your whole life. When you pass away, it's worth $700,000, and your child inherits it. Here's where the magic happens. On the date of your death, the tax basis automatically resets to the current market value. So your child's new basis isn't your old $100,000, it's now $700,000. If your child sells the house for $700,000, their taxable gain is zero. Sale price minus basis, $700,000 minus $700,000 equals zero. Now, I'm not good at math, but I think that's right. That potential $100,000 plus tax bill, it completely disappears. So from a pure tax perspective, inheriting is almost always better than receiving a gift when we're talking about appreciated property. Plus, with inheritance, you keep control of your home for your entire life. It's your asset. You can sell it, refinance it, change your mind, whatever you want. And that flexibility matters. The downside is still probate. So here's the big question. Can you get the step up in basis and skip probate? Can you have both? For most families, the answer is yes. The solution is called a revocable living trust. Here's how it works. You hire an attorney to create this legal entity, the trust, then you transfer the title of your home from your name into the trust name. You're the one who creates it, and you put yourself in charge of it. Because it's revocable, you have complete control. You can change it, cancel it, sell the house, refinance, whatever you want, whenever you want. Your day-to-day life doesn't change at all. You still own and control everything. But here's why this is brilliant. First, a properly set up living trust completely avoids probate. When you pass away, you technically don't own the house, your trust does. Your successor trustee, maybe your child, just steps in and follows the instructions you've left. No courts, no delays, no public records. You've solved the biggest problem with inheritance. Second, and this is key, because you kept control of the assets in your trust, they're still considered part of your estate for tax purposes. That's actually a good thing here. It means your property still gets the step up in basis when you die. Your kids avoid probate and they avoid that massive capital gains tax. It's the best of both worlds. Plus, a trust protects you if something happens and you can't manage your own affairs. Your successor trustee can step in and handle things without having to go to court. It's a seamless backup plan. So here's where we are. You've got 3 options for passing on your home. You can gift it, simple and it feels good, but it could be a tax disaster for your kids and you're gonna lose all control over the property. You can leave it as an inheritance. Your kids will save a fortune in taxes with step up in basis, but your family gets stuck in probate. Or you can use a revocable living trust. You avoid probate, you keep complete control, and your family still gets that massive tax break. Here's what I want you to do. If you own property and have kids, take a screenshot of the tax basis section of this video and send it to an estate planning attorney. Ask them specifically about the step up in basis and whether a living trust makes sense for your situation. Every family is different and tax laws change. Remember, that huge federal exemption is set to rise again in 2026, and it may, one day it may go away completely. So it's important to be aware of what's going on with the estate tax as you consider your legacy. So this video is educational, it's not legal advice. You need someone who can look at your specific situation and build a plan that works for you. We've got all kinds of resources on our page that are free. There's a link in the description down below. So go there if you want more information about estate planning and how to best set things up for your family. If this was helpful, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. And drop a comment. Are you team gift or team inheritance? I read every comment, so thanks for watching. Take care.